Naturalism in philosophy of education, aims of education, curriculum of education, method of education, role of teacher, criticisms. Naturalism in philosophy of education, 16 marks. Introduction. Naturalism is a philosophical doctrine that regards nature as the ultimate reality. It emphasizes that education should be based on the laws of nature and the natural development of the child. Naturalism denies the existence of any spiritual or supernatural reality and asserts that all phenomena can be explained through natural causes. Prominent naturalist thinkers include Jean-Jacques Rousseau, Herbert Spencer, and Tagore, to an extent in his educational thought. According to naturalism, education should be child-centered, free, and according to the child's innate tendencies and needs. 1. Aims of education in naturalism. Naturalism holds that the aim of education should align with the natural growth and development of the child. The primary goal is to help the individual adapt to their natural environment and live a happy, healthy, and balanced life. Education should not be forced or imposed but should allow the child to grow freely and develop according to their own nature. One of the fundamental aims is self-preservation, which means enabling the child to survive and thrive in their environment. Another significant aim is self-expression, encouraging the individual to express their potential without restriction. Naturalists also emphasize the aim of adaptation, where education helps the child adjust to their physical and social surroundings. Development of individuality is another crucial goal, where education respects the unique personality and pace of every child. 2. Curriculum of education in naturalism. In naturalistic philosophy, the curriculum is not rigid or subject-centered but is built around the interests, needs, and activities of the child. Nature and the child's environment become the main sources of curriculum content. Real-life experiences and activities like gardening, farming, exploration, and observation are preferred over bookish knowledge. Subjects like science and nature study are given great importance as they relate directly to the child's environment and help develop observational and reasoning abilities. Literature and history may be included only if they relate to the child's experience. On the contrary, religious instruction and abstract moral teachings are generally discouraged, as they are considered unnatural and imposed. Vocational education and manual work are also emphasized as they promote self-reliance and practical living. 3. Method of education in naturalism. Naturalists advocate for methods that follow the child's natural inclinations. The learning by doing approach is central, where children learn through direct experience and activity rather than rote memorization. Observation, experimentation, and exploration are key tools. Children should be allowed to make mistakes, learn from consequences, and satisfy their curiosity. Playway method is also widely used in naturalistic education because play is considered the natural mode of learning for children. There is a strong opposition to formal classroom methods such as lectures and strict examinations. Education should not be burdensome or enforced. It should grow out of the interests and freedom of the learner. Learning through senses, especially in early years, is encouraged to make education more concrete and realistic. 4. Role of teacher in naturalism. In a naturalistic system, the role of the teacher is not authoritarian but more of a facilitator or guide. The teacher does not impose knowledge but creates an environment in which the child can explore, experiment, and learn naturally. The teacher observes the needs of each student and helps them find their own way of learning. Teachers are expected to be patient, understanding, and respectful of the child's freedom and individuality. The teacher must also ensure that the child remains safe while exploring and is not harmed by any dangerous elements in the environment. Instead of delivering lectures, the teacher designs activities, provides materials, and ensures the child remains engaged with meaningful learning experiences. 5. Criticisms of naturalism. Despite its emphasis on freedom and natural development, naturalism is criticized for being too permissive and neglecting the social and moral aspects of education. It ignores the importance of discipline and cultural transmission. Excessive focus on nature may undermine the value of human society, tradition, and intellectual pursuits. Critics argue that not all learning can occur naturally. Some structured guidance is necessary, especially in complex subjects like mathematics and philosophy. Naturalism is also seen as impractical in large classroom settings and modern urban environments where exposure to nature is limited. It may fail to prepare students for the competitive and disciplined world outside. Conclusion. Naturalism has contributed significantly to modern educational theory by shifting the focus from rigid instruction to the natural growth of the child. It introduced child centered education, the importance of freedom, learning by doing, and learning through experience. While it has its limitations, naturalism remains a vital philosophy in early childhood education and in promoting a more humane and flexible approach to teaching and learning.